What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about burnout. We're not going to be writing any code. We're not going to be looking at Xcode. We're going to talk about something that apparently everybody is an expert in, and that is getting burnt out writing code as a software engineer. So first and foremost, I'm going to say burnout is real. And believe me, I was one of those people who never, ever believed in burnout. I always thought that doesn't apply to me. I can always work 24/7. I'm not lazy. I don't get burnt out. What are you talking about? And over the past many years, I've really seen the various flavors of working styles where, you get up at 4 a.m. and, you hustle all day and then you go to bed at midnight and then you do it all over again the next day. But then I've also seen taking it slow, right? Get up at 7 or 8 like a normal day, right? Take it easy, work a little bit, take a break, go for a walk, take a lunch break. And after doing all of those different flavors, I thought it was finally time for myself to acknowledge burnout and, more importantly, share my thoughts on it with all of you. So I recently, for those of you who follow my other socials, took a trip last week, took a bit of a break from just like code and also YouTube. I had some videos queued up, so you might have not noticed a little lapse, but I wanted to go deep into burnout. So especially nowadays, there's this like hustle culture where you just get up like 2 in the morning, you like run 10 miles, like you survive on like a protein shake and you like code all day and like you build the next like $1 billion app. And like I think there's a lot of merit in working really hard and just hustling and putting in the raw hours that are really needed to build up something. Whether you're learning to code, you're a newbie to writing code, you're building an app, you've got a startup, you're working. But I also think a lot of folks take it too far, clearly. I was always very much so of the mindset, all right, I'm going to put in my time. As so long as I'm exercising a decent amount, like I can sit on a laptop, I'm pointing over here to my laptop, as much as I want, right? I'll learn stuff, I'll write my code, I'll pay my dues, so to say, and that's the work that I need to invest to build up either an app or even this YouTube channel, honestly. And as many years started to pass, what I started to realize was the biggest thing about burnout, which isn't really clearly shared when people share their opinions on it, is burnout isn't this like magical day where like you come and sit down and write code and your hair catches on fire, right? Like there's no like checkbox like, okay, you're burnt out now. Burnout is a slow, very painstaking, long process, which ultimately does the worst thing possible, and that is demotivates you. You never, ever want to be demotivated because it leads to these like ruts where you really don't want to do anything. So, motivation, right? Let's talk about motivation a little bit, right? Burnout and motivation are very hand in hand. You really want to be in the mindset where you enjoy what you're doing, you want to put in the hours. But as human beings, we get tired. We get bored of doing the same thing over and over. And for those of you who have, worked in this space and writing code as a software engineer for a while, you know the pains that some days are just boring. Some days you're fixing bugs. Some days you're just Stack Overflowing. It's honestly not the most exciting every single day. And I'm not going to sit here and say that it is, right? So when you do that and you're spending, I don't know, 18, 19 hours a day, which I used to do personally, doing this stuff, one day you're going to get up and it's just not going to be the thing you want to do that day. And the worst thing you can do is drag yourself and continuously do it. And you'll get to a point where you're just going to be spiteful of that trade, whether it's writing code or whether it's something else that you might be doing, right? So the importance of taking a break isn't necessarily to completely unplug, right? There's various schools of thought on that as well of, let's have like a technology turnoff week, right? I think for me, and what I encourage you guys to do is take a break and let your mind just recuperate in the sense of not coding, but just taking a step back to see what else is out there. I found that sometimes I've gotten the best of ideas when I wasn't doing any ideation or work directly. It's when I was on a vacation. It's when I was on a run. It's when I was looking up a new meal to make, a new recipe or something. The point is, what works best for you. There's really not a one size fits all, and this culture of like getting up at 4 a.m. and hustling 24/7, has its merits, but it also gets very toxic very quickly. What I would really, really encourage all of you to do is do what works best for you, which honestly might sound like a major cop-out, but it's so true. Like, if you go and look up the morning routines of people like Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg, you'll find a lot of their routines are not early morning routines. You don't need to be an early morning person. A lot of them, take their time in the morning to themselves. A lot of them are night owls. The point is, at the end of the day, if you have a routine that works for you, you're getting results, and you're, meeting your goals, ultimately, that's all that matters. So I want to share a little bit of my routine. So I'm a pretty early morning person. I've always been an early morning person. I have tried the whole getting up at 4 a.m. I naturally usually get up fairly early, 5, 6 o'clock, and that's when I have the most energy, I feel the most refreshed, and I honestly do my best work. It's very different from what I used to do, let's say like 5 or 6 years ago, where I was a big time night owl. I used to work very late into the night, 2, 3, 4 a.m. But as the time has gone, I really realized that the amount of work that I can output in 2 hours in the morning is equivalent to 4 hours of late night work. So that's kind of what works for me at this point in my life, and that's kind of what I do. So all the videos that you see coming onto this channel, they're either made the morning of that they're posted, or they're made in bulk the mornings prior days. So usually they're morning time work, and such is also the case for other kinds of work. If I have meetings, my meetings are usually afternoon and evening, and people think like meetings you just sit there and don't really participate, but it's a pretty big mental slog, right? Like, you get mentally exhausted. So if I just need what we call like flow and focus time, the morning is ideal for me. I've also lately been putting a big emphasis on just like being healthy, getting up, going for a walk, riding my bike around. We sit at a desk in software engineering so much of the day, and honestly so much of our lives, especially if you have a side project or you're making your own app or you're learning to code. I've also got a standing desk here, so I would also super encourage you guys, if you don't want to get burnt out and you don't want to feel sluggish that you're sitting around all day, invest in yourself, whether that's, like getting a hobby that's keeping you active, getting, a standing desk, whatever really floats your boat, honestly, invest in that. And most importantly, take a break, whether it's 3 days, a week, 5 days, maybe not a sabbatical like a month, unless you've really gotten there where you can afford to, take that much time. Be kind to yourself. It's really important to take those breaks. And this past week, I got a chance to take a break of my own after quite a long time. I was very much so looking forward to. I know traveling is a little tough right now because of the whole COVID situation, but as folks get vaccinated and, things start to open back up, that's something that I really personally been missing out on. So when I was out to where I traveled to, I got a chance to take a video of, the things I did, the places I went, the stuff I saw. So I wanted to roll that clip for you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Definitely drop a like down below if you haven't done so already. Hit subscribe if you're into iOS and these types of tech related videos that I plan to do more so of. And let's roll that clip, sit back, relax, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6th sense for imposters, so now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chains. Can't control me. I got the power, I got the keys, cause I break the